PWCC is a great way to sell your sports cards. If you're looking for a way to support the Cajun Cardboard YouTube channel, consider using the promo code Cajun, all caps, C-A-J-U-N, when you're selling your cards on the PWCC marketplace. Hey guys, Brian with Cajun Cardboard coming at you from the great state of Louisiana, and I'm doing the PWCC monthly November Premier Auction Recap. 28 bangers, 28 monsters, 28 Grails, the usual suspects: Doncic, Anthony Edwards, Steph Curry, Kobe Bryant, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Dr. J, Michael Jordan, LeBron, etc., etc. So the biggest, the baddest, the nastiest, the most mesmerizing cards. Interestingly enough, stay tuned till the end. You'll see the top two cards were Michael Jeffrey Jordan, and they both took pretty damn impressive leaps upward. That was not the case for a lot of the other cards in this auction, and we're going to look into Card Ladder. I've got about of the 28 cards, I think I got over 15 of them pulled up. So we're going to look at a lot of the data. This is really indicative of what's going on in the high-end market. Some interesting results, to say the least. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Which of these cards stood out to you as a good or a bad sale or buy or purchase? Let me know what you think. Let's get started at the very bottom with a card that tells an interesting story, right? This is a Pop 1 second year Doncic Gold Prism BGS 10. So you guys know there was the gold rush. We remember the gold rush. It started about a year ago, and it's kind of like it's finding its place. Some golds are still running. Some golds have come back in a massive way because they just ran too hot. We see it all the time. No card is immune from the absurdity of the herd pushing demand, pushing prices upward. And Gold Prism for a while there was anything and everything. It was the be-all, end-all. Let's take a look at this Doncic. It sold for only $6,900. When I looked at that, I was like, shit, that seems really low because, yes, I'm about to let out a secret. I've been looking at some Anthony Edwards Gold Prism lately, and it seems really high to me. This Doncic sold, and it's a BGS 10, and it's a second year, and it's Gold Prism, and it's a Pop 1. It sold for less than probably an Anthony Edwards second year would, by my estimation. But let's look at it a little bit closer. So here we go. We've got it pulled up. The last Gold Prism PSA 10 Doncic was the last. That was the last sale of a Doncic Gold, and that sold for $25,000 in 2021. This BGS 10 sold for $6,900, so less than 1/3 for what most would consider a better grade. So that's really the only sales comp that we can pull out of our butt from that. So the last Gold Prism sale, second year Doncic 2019, was a PSA 10 for $25K plus, and this one last night goes for only $6,900. I don't think that's probably what the consignor was expecting. Maybe it's in the wrong place. Maybe it shouldn't have been in the Premier auction. Maybe it's just, it got lumped in with all the other Doncic cards that seem to, be receding. A lot of people, acknowledge he's got to do something. He's got to win something at some point. He's doing everything you can possibly imagine statistically, and as far as paper resume goes, except you've got to put a ring. I mean, he's not 19 anymore. He's there. He's in his prime. He's at the beginning of his prime, and he's got a lot of years, a lot of meat left on the bones. But damn, you got to win something at some point. And I think maybe the hobby is a little bit fickle when it comes to that. They expect results in a very short order, and it doesn't always work that way. And if you don't believe me, go back and look at LeBron and Michael Jordan's career and look at how many years it took them to win a title. It's quite simple. So here we go. We got a Dr. J SGC 9, crisp as hell, super crispy, 9,150, and that does have a PWCC E exceptional 15% sticker on it. We've got a Trae Young Optic Gold Vinyl Rookie Auto, 1 of 1. That does $11,250. And then next to that, we've got a horizontal Immaculate Giannis Gold. That's serial number 10, that gold parallel, that horizontal. And that is a rookie BGS 9. It sells for $12,300. The next card we're going to look up is this tasty little nugget right here, the 2013 Prism Orange. That year, orange was serial numbered to only 60. It's a quad pristine subs. I'm not sure why it says Black Label BGS Pop 1 of 5. That is not correct. So that's a mistake by PWCC right there. Hopefully that didn't affect the outcome of this particular listing. I think anybody who's got a brain can look and see it is not a black label. It is a gold label BGS 10, which makes it very different. 13,200 for this one. That is serial number to 60. Again, we've got it pulled up and you're about to see a death march. Here is the last sale of a BGS 10 Orange Giannis in 2022. That is 19 months ago. 19 months ago. Yeah, something like that. $80,000. Last night it sells for $13,000. That is a devastating drop in price for this BGS 10 Orange Giannis. That will not be the last death march for one of the cards that we see in this PWCC Premier auction. And again, I want to be clear. I don't think it's PWCC. I don't think it's this particular Premier auction. I think we're going to see similar type results for a little bit here as the economy resets, as the hobby resets, as demand and supply kind of find that saturation point. The demand is reducing in this somewhat murky, that's a euphemism, shitty ass economy. People are less likely to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on sports cards. It's just a fact, and the numbers bear it out. And it's not Giannis's fault, and it's not PWC's fault. It's not Golden's fault. It's not eBay's fault. It's just the way it is, right? If there's less disposable income, there's going to be less money spent on these absolute freaking monster whales. Zion Williamson, gold vinyl optic autograph BGS 9 1 of 1, $13,200 there. We got a LeBron 2006 exquisite serial number to 100, really badass patch right there. Autograph 9.5, $13,500 for that Pop 13 LeBron card right there. That seems cheap too, to be quite honest with you. And then another one we're gonna look up because I love this card. I think it's LeBron's first Lakers jersey gold prism, if I'm not mistaken. It is card number 129 of the set. Same year as the Doncic that we looked at, the second year Doncic down there. It sells for twice as much. Exactly. $13,800 is exactly twice what the Doncic sold for. This is serial number 210, of course, because it's a gold prism. It's a Pop 3. It's his Laker uniform. It's a really cool card. It's a really cool color match. Everything about it's awesome. There's only 3 of these in the world, and it just so happens to have sold 3 times in the last 2 years. The sales, are you ready for this? Again, LeBron, the second, maybe the third greatest player that has ever lived, not the first, but second or third. $69,600, $27,600, $13,800. So this card has been cut in half, basically 2 consecutive sales. Where does it end? What are we thinking here? Is this $13,800 too much? Is it a steal? What are you guys thinking about that LeBron card? He does have a lot of gold Topps Chrome refractors. He does have a lot of gold prism out there, so maybe that factors in. Anthony Hardaway graces the November PWCC Premier auction and sells last night in a PSA 9. This is his 24 karat gold. These are gorgeous cards. These are sort of the gold before the gold from 1998, Fleer Brilliance. Serial number to only 24, not a coincidence. $14,400 for this Pop 1 penny card. And then another LeBron. Let me know which LeBron you'd rather have. The 2019 first Lakers uniform here, or the 2016 golds, also serial number to 10, of course, BGS 10 with the great Manu guarding LeBron in the post, or trying to. This is a Pop 1. $15,600 for that 2016 gold. And then, oh my God, Johnny Moore, how the mighty have fallen. Again, this is one of the linchpin cards for those set collectors for the 86 Fleer, the greatest set in basketball history. This PSA 10 Johnny Moore is not the lowest pop card. I continue to reiterate that. It is the Jeff Malone from that set, but the Johnny Moore has been on one hell of a ride. Over the last year, he's down 34%, but that really doesn't tell the whole story. Over the last 2 years, it's down 81%. That's a LeBron looking chart right there. 86 Fleer, PSA 10, Johnny Moore, once sold for $90,200. Last night, it kind of sells for about what we expected. 16,800. It's hit a low point of 13,000 over the last 2 years, and 28 have sold. The highest recently was 26,800. If we kind of shrink this down to the last 6 months, that's too many sales for a Pop 68 car. It's 13 sales in the last 6 months. That's 2 a month. That's more than 2 a month. And that has a lot to do with why this card's kind of floundering right now. Last night, $16,800. Let me know what you think about the 86 Fleer PSA 10 set. Let's look this one up. It's an immaculate Giannis 2013 BGS 9.5 Min Gem. It's serial number 2, jersey number 34. It's a billion different color patch. It's a really good looking patch. It's a really good looking autograph. Sold for $18,000 last night. I've got it pulled up right here. Death March, 37,000, 34,000 this year, $28,000  4, 5, 6 months ago, and then here we are, $18,000. That is the lowest this card has sold for, not surprisingly, in the last 2 years. The last 6 sales is down 67% over the last 2 years, like everything else. Not everything, but some things. 1985 Nike Promo Jordan. This one's a little bit exceptional, okay? So it's got an NBA black sticker. It's also got a PWCC 5% sticker, which I am telling you guys, I know from personal experience, it is impossible to get one of those stickers. Damn near impossible. This is a very, very elite 1985 Nike Promo Jordan. It sells last night for $18,600. This is the first Jordan we're looking at. And what do you know? It jumped significantly over the last sale from $11,000 to $18,600. This is the second highest sale, along with another PWCC 85 Nike promo with the PWCC percentage sticker. This is the second highest sale of the last 17 sales over the last year. It is a Jordan card, and it is up. Yes, you are seeing this right. This is a green number, right? We've seen red, 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 red. Now we're seeing a green. This Jordan 1985 Nike promo, which is a high pop by Jordan standards, 172 card. It is up 77%. Tuck this away. Jordan card up 77% over the last year in the middle of a reeling sports card market. Yes, I tried to mess around with this. Trust me, I was not going any freaking where near 21,000 for this card, but I was just dabbling around, just seeing what would happen. I don't know. I've just missed being in part of the action. But this 2020 Prism Black Gold Anthony Edwards serial number 5. This is a rookie, and it does have some damage, it looks like, up here on the top right of the slab, to be quite honest with you. That's sort of extremely noticeable, and I guess I would, urge somebody who's got a $20,000 card, just go ahead and get Beckett to re-slab it, or at least cross it to PSA or do something. But this one goes for $21,000 last night. The Kobe Finest PSA 10. This is what's referred to as the gold refractor. It's really just refractor. Card number 269 of the set. If I can read that, I'm not sure if I can. Yeah, 269 PSA 10, 24,600. How's Kobe doing? This is a big Kobe card, y'all. Let's pull it up. Here it is. Okay, so we're talking about right on the number over the last year. That's a good sign for Kobe collectors. Again, this has got to be, one of his 10, 12, 15, whatever. I don't know. I'm not a Kobe expert. Best rookie card. Certainly one of his best refractor rookie cards. It's only a Pop 19. It's a really tough card to find in that grade. It's got the coating on there. Shame on whoever did that. But it is tough to grade this card with the coating of PSA 10. It's not refracting with that coating, but whatever. It is, to each his own. Over the last year, this card is down 4%. This card last sold for $26,400. It sold last night for $24,600. So not too much of a difference there, about what we expected. All right, back to the LeBron story. Let's keep telling the LeBron story. Let's keep our eyes on LeBron market. Does it dip too far, or does it have further to go? I just don't know. We're talking about a 2003 Topps Chrome refractor. One way to reduce the pop of your refractor LeBron Topps Chrome is to find it in a BGS 10 slab. $29,400. Here we go. Wow. Not a small sample size either. The last 25 sales, the card's down almost 80%. Last night was the lowest of the last 25 sales, the lowest sale over the last 25 years. And by the way, this freak of nature who everybody has this polarizing opinion, LeBron. Either you think he's better than Jordan, which you guys are lunatics, or you think he's a crybaby and doesn't belong in the top 10. You guys are also lunatics. I am like most logical people that have a brain, even though I am from Louisiana and I drank the water. I know he's somewhere in between that, right? He is not a garbage can trash player, and he is also not the greatest player of all time. He's somewhere in between those two extreme polar opposites, and my guess is he's probably closer to the greatest player of all time than the worst player in the NBA. He is like 70 years old, and he is still putting up like 28, 8, and 6. That is insane. I am sorry. I think people have just lost sight of how absurd it is what this dude is doing at his age. It's a pop 31 in a BGS 10. The card's down 80%. The card sold for $144,000 almost exactly 2 years ago. Now you're buying it at a 4-for-1 discount and then some. So an incredibly low sale last night, $29,400. At some point, somebody with buku FU money is going to come in and buy like 12 of those things and sit on them for 5 years. And there is no way in hell this card isn't worth more money than this 5 years from now. I'm sorry, that's just my personal opinion. Rarely do I give investment advice, and I'm not going out and buying one, and I don't even own one. But that card is too low right now. I'm sorry. There's just not that many of them out there. 1999 Upper Deck game jerseys, Kobe patch auto, serial numbered 1 out of 8. Math nerds rejoice, $32,700. And then we're going to look up 2 Kobe's in a row, but I want to know what you guys prefer. Would you go for the, I think it's 1 in 10,800 pack odds, Jambalaya from EX 2001, PSA 10. That's, I think, a pop 15 or something like that. And we'll look it up. Or would you go for the 1997 Ultra Stars Gold PSA 10, embossed, nasty, and are you sitting down for this? If you watch the MJ hierarchy, you know what I'm about to say. 1 in 28,800 pack odds per player. 38,400 for the Ultra Stars Gold PSA 6. The Jambalaya is, I was correct, PSA 10 pop 15. So the Jambalaya last sold 55,000. The Jambalaya last night sold 34,000. Massive 38%, $21,000 drop. The Ultra Stars Gold, very similar, actually a little bit worse. Last sold 75,000. Last night sold 38,400. 2-for-1 discount. Kobe ultra super high-end collectors are in heaven, right? I keep saying this. Everything that looks bad from an investor standpoint looks great to a collector, right? If I'm a Jordan collector and I see my Jordan cards going down, I don't get depressed because that means I can go buy more of them. Kobe collectors have to be thinking that. Kobe flippers, Kobe investors, not so much. But Kobe collectors have to be pretty damn happy because those are 2 huge tier 1 Kobe cards. No question about it. All right, we're moving our way towards the top. We've got the ho-hum flagship Michael Jordan Gym Plus. So this has got a 10 for surface and 3 9.5s to boot. 9.5, a great looking copy from my initial perception. 39,600 for a very high 537 pop Michael Jordan card. Guess what? That card sold 47 freaking times over the last 1 year, and it's up 32%. So another feather in the cap of MJ collectors, hedging risk, low risk, high reward. The 9.5 high pop 537 is actually up 32% over the last 1 year, and that was actually a really, really good sale. And again, remember, when I say it's up 32% over the last year, especially with BGS 9.5s on this card, subgrades mean everything. And it's only from beginning data point to end data point. So if the beginning data point that we see on this screen way over here just happened to be a super shitty, overgraded, ugly 9.5 min gem, and then the one that we just looked at just happens to be an exceptional BGS 9.5 Gem Plus, that's the comparison, right? Card Ladder can't go into each card and compare mins to mins and Gem Plus to Gem Plus and quads to quads. You've got to do that work yourself. So again, don't take the 32% and just run with it. You can see there's a lot of sales in here in the 20s, right, over the last 2 years. So that's just something to keep in mind. I want to make sure everybody kind of does their own research. Not all 9.5s are selling for more than they would have 2 years ago. That's just that particular chart, and that percentage is simply measuring beginning data point to ending data point. 2 in-person autograph cards here. The Kobe Topps Chrome Rookie BGS 8.510, 50,400. The Jordan Star 101, 7.58 for the autograph. On-card black ink here, which one of my good buddies and a great Jordan collector and a great collector period was actually going after. I hope he got it. I haven't checked the messages of the group chat to see if he got it, but I hope you got it, my friend. You know who you are. Interesting that they sell for almost the same price, considering Jordan's the greatest player ever and Kobe's somewhere in the 5 to 10 range, if I had to guess. Let me know your comments on that comparison below. I'm sure Kobe fans will love that. Another just absolutely humongous Tier 1 Kobe Grail, the 1997 Skybox EX 2001 Essential Credentials Future. This card is serial numbered to only 73. It's a Pop 5, only 2 higher copies. PSA 8 is a great grade for these Essential Credential Futures. And so this one sells for $51,600. That is a huge jump from 2015. Wouldn't it be nice, right? And this is what I think a lot of these graphs would look like if 2020, 21, and 22 didn't exist. They would be up and to the right. We would be looking at 7,167% growth. So just imagine in 2015, how old was I in 2015? I was in my early 40s. I was floundering financially. I was still probably having kids and a big family, and I couldn't keep up with my expenses. Wouldn't it have been nice to have said, you know what, I'm just going to buy Kobe Credentials Future PSA 8 for $700, and then I'm going to sell it 8 years later for $51,600. I will take my $700 and go ahead and get a Tesla, although it sounds like everybody's selling their Teslas. So pretty impressive results if you keep everything in perspective about the date of and the amount of entry point for that card. An SGC 9 with a PWCC 15% sticker on this Kareem wearing this awesome green turtleneck. $57,600 for that Kareem SGC 9. And then this one finished kind of about where we expected it would. Anytime a PMG red of a Ultra Megastar sells, you know, everybody takes note. I've got it pulled up in sales history. It sold for $120,000 last night. The last sale of this card was by yours truly, and it was my authentic altered copy in a PSA authentic altered slab. And it sold for $84,000. The 4.5 BGS sells for $120,000. The real kind of measuring stick would be going back to September of 2022, about 14 months ago. The 3.5 sold for $120,000. So pretty good deal if you keep that in perspective. You know, whoever bought the 4.5 for the exact same price as the 3.5, I guess that's a win from their perspective. But if you keep going back, you're going to get into trouble because in 2022 of February of 2022, a PSA 4, which is slightly better than a BGS 4.5 by PMG grade standards, sold for $230,000, so $119,200 premium over the BGS 4.5. So I really feel sorry for whoever bought this PSA 4 for $230,000 back in 2022, because they are holding a bag right now. Not a good kind of bag either. The top 3 cards, and again, it's no surprise, we knew these two were going to battle it out, and look at this. The high pop PSA 10 Jordan actually beat the tier one of tier one. This is like almost tier 0. This is a monster 98 Star Rubies. But let's talk about the Steph Curry first, because these 3 cards all tell a very, very, very different story. The Steph Curry 2009 National Treasures. This is his true RPA. Amazing patch. Great autograph. $144,000. We have got it pulled up right here. And what I wanted to show you guys was, here's the sale, $144,000. That's trouble. That's a $220,000 drop from 2 years ago. $222,000 drop from 2 years ago. But here's what makes it even worse. It's the exact same copy that sold for $364 on Leland's in September of 2021. Card number 78 out of 99, BGS 910 autograph, same exact patch, same exact BGS slab, same exact numerator. It's the same copy that someone bought for $364 and sold for $144. So that's a tough pill to swallow. I hope that person recovers okay and stays in the hobby. I guess most people who are paying a third of $1,000,000 for a card are going to be just fine, regardless of the economy or the hobby or taking a hit on one card. But that's still a lot of money to eat. 1998 Skybox Premium Star Rubies. Grail amongst Grails, $216,000. And what do you know? It's up 16% from November of 2022. So the card last sold for $186. This one sells for $216. That's a $30,000 improvement. And again, what can I say? It's got Jordan on the cover. It's super rare, and it is what it is. And then we get to the winner, the card that won the whole auction, $222,000. There is a slew of people out there that thought that the Jordan 86 Fleer would dip below $100,000. This card says FU with two birds up. This is an exceptional copy. It does have a PWCC S sticker, as I mentioned before in this video. That is very, very, very difficult to find. There will not be very many of these. It is a Pop 320 unless that's changed. Pop 322. Very few of these cards have a PWCC S sticker. Very, 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 very few of them. And this card is the second highest sale, tied for the second highest sale of the last 24 sales over the last year. Again, I want to reiterate, this card is running, and I say running because 42% growth is real. That is very real growth. The card in the last 2 years has gotten as low as 144,000, and that's where it bottomed out, because after that, it hasn't seen that number again for about 20 sales, and this one sold for $222, and it's still selling too often. It's selling too often. 24 sales in 12 months is 2 sales a month. I did that math so fast down here in Louisiana. Can you believe it? That's just too many sales, man. 24 sales in 12 months for a PSA 10 86 Fleer Jordan. At some point, we're going to see a deal where it sells 8 times in 12 months. And when we see it sell 8 times in 12 months, that card's going to run to 300,000 and then some. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. It's simple supply and demand. I don't know when that time is. It might be 2040. It may be 2025. I don't know. I don't know where that is. But if we ever see this card stop selling 2 freaking times a month, we will see the price increase. Let's look at the last 2 years. That's 24 months. It sold 55 times over the last 2 years. That's how cards come down quickly in price. It's down 28%. I don't want to show just a short glimpse, but what's happened is, look, 24 times over the last 12 months is a smaller percentage of sales per month than 55 times over 28 months, which is more than 2 cards per month. And so that has something to do with the turnaround. Again, Jordan card up, winning the auction. Jordan card up, winning the auction. Steph Curry card got destroyed. Kobe, about what we expected. Again, pretty good results here on this, since the last sale was in 2015, and the rest is history. So that's it, guys. That's the end of the auction. I want to know what stood out to you guys. Jordans, Kobe's, Doncic, Anthony Edwards, LeBron's, Kareem's, Doc's. You've got all you've got all the big cards in here. Some of them have really sad stories to tell based on their last sales. Some of them, it's very optimistic, specifically the Jordan cards. And the Kobe cards did okay, in my opinion, from what I saw. Let me know what I missed. I'm not an expert. Again, when I look at prior comps, I'm not looking greatly into the details. So I don't want anybody to use these auction recaps and just kind of take it as the Bible and go run with it and go make decisions. You've got to dig in. You've got to do your own due diligence, as they say in the legal profession. You've got to do your own research. Especially on cards of this magnitude, you need to take a real close look at the platform it sold on, who the buyer was, did it get paid, was it authentic, was the autograph a 10, should it have been a 10, was it overgraded, who's the player on it, what are the other players' cards doing. There's a myriad of factors that go into making decisions on absolutely monstrous cards like this, and I highly suggest that you guys do your research. And again, anybody paying $100,000 for a card, surely to God, they're not just doing it on a whim, and they're doing the research. But I don't want to give the impression that that these videos, I've done any research whatsoever on the comps. I'm literally pulling it up on Card Ladder 20 minutes before I push record and sending it out there. But hopefully it's still helpful, because it kind of leads you guys in the right direction to do your own research, to dive into these prior sales, which you can do on Card Ladder if you really wanted to, and look at every single one, where it sold, when it sold, how it sold, who bought it, who sold it, all that crap. You can do all that stuff. Anyway, let me know what you think about this PWCC Premier auction. It appeared to be a bloodbath for everybody except for Jordan and Kobe. That's my general consensus. consensus and my general perspective after spending about 30 times screaming at your screen. Hopefully you guys enjoyed these videos. If you're interested in buying or selling on PWCC, do me a favor. You can support the Cajun Cardboard brand. You can support the Cajun Cardboard channel by using my affiliate link to purchase cards on PWCC weekly or premier auctions. Remember, these premier auctions run every month. They end on Thursday nights. The weekly auctions run every single week, 52 weeks a year, Thursday through Sunday, and they end every Sunday evening. And they too have very big cards selling, and you will always see me do a PWCC weekly recap on Monday mornings. You'll always get that. You can count on me. You can count on the consistency of my content. If you want to support the channel, use the promo code Cajun, all caps, CAJUN, when you vault your cards at PWCC, or if you're just shipping raw cards, if you're just shipping slab cards to sell on the PWCC weekly, or if you're shipping monsters to sell on the PWCC Premier, I'd be most appreciative if you would consider typing in Cajun, CAJUN, all caps, in the promo code section. If you do it right, a little green arrow will check, a little green check mark will appear right next to it, and you'll know that those cards, I'll get a little bit of credit for steering you guys towards PWCC. I am a big fan of the PWCC weekly and premier auction. That's why I do these auction recaps. That's why I oftentimes buy and sell on the PWCC weekly and premier. If I didn't have a great track record and historical evidence of being successful, and it wasn't an integral part of the way that I collect and invest in sports cards, I would not recommend it. In fact, if you kind of watch my channel, I talk very favorably about very few things, and I certainly only get involved financially with those products and or entities and service providers in the hobby that I think very highly of, and it's a very short list. PWCC is at the top of that very short list, and you guys know how I do things. Anyway, thanks as always for watching. I hope you guys have a great weekend. I'm releasing this on a Friday morning, and the weekend's here. Buy some sports cards, spend some time with your kids and family and girlfriends and wives and husbands or whatever you have, and have a great weekend. Thanks for watching. Keep collecting, stay positive in the hobby, and peace.